But the idea here is that they come to me with goals, and then eventually all of these goals I'm going to be looking at as if they were this bad boy right here. All right, so this is the Dungeon World version of the move. It's called Ritual. When you draw on a place of power to create a magical effect, you tell the GM what you're trying to achieve. Ritual effects are always possible, but the GM will give you 1 to 4 of the following conditions, right? First, you must build a base. It's going to take X amount of turns. It'll require that you spend fac creds. You'll need help from a faction with tech level 5. The best you can do is a temporary version, right? Workspace is the best move, absolutely. You and your allies will risk danger from. You'll have to disenchant blank, right? So the idea is this is what I'm going in as my model for understanding all of these goals, not just. So I want to preset. If somebody comes to me saying, I want to do this, I've got a pre-idealized version of workspace or ritual that I can tell you, okay, you got to put an asset on that planet. You have to survive initial resistance, and then you have to maintain that asset for 3 rounds. I guess the other thing for this one is not already the planetary government, because you can't do it again, right? And actually, I suppose those aren't prerequisites. Some of these are tasks. So you just have to have an asset on the planet, not already be the planetary government, have your asset survive initial resistance, maintain that for 3 rounds, then you become... Exactly, that's the only requirement, is that you have an asset on the planet and you're not already... This allows you to trigger the move. Yeah, exactly, Jorgen. No, not you, Siri. I'm talking about other synths. Okay, and then XP reward for this is... Oh, thank you, Blue Jay. Hello, horse messenger. The other thing is you get XP, and pretty much everything in this gives you what, 1 or 2 XP. Like the XP is pretty low. So let's see, planetary seizure. Yeah, here we go. And we'll just plop that in. There we go. Okay, and I'm actually gonna make all of these multiple. Just fix the spreadsheet. Is this replacing the action? No, you have to take the action. I guess that's the task, right? But I'm trying to basically set these into the same framework. There we go. Okay. Okay, and then the task is take that action, right? Take the Seize Planet action. Motherfucker. Spreadsheets. There. Okay. There we go. Okay. So this is the action that stands in. Yeah. I love a good or prerequisite. Remain undetected or burn your own agent. Yeah, right. And I think there'll be some options in there for sure. Okay. All right. So goal name. This is what planetary seizure looks like now. You put an asset on a planet, you take the Seize Planet action, and then you get this as a reward if you do it, right? Nice way to frame that up. Okay, so changing a faction tag, right? Changing your faction tag, the faction undergoes a fundamental change. So this prerequisite is choose an existing tag, right? To change to. That's all you have to do. Just pick a tag and then undergo some kind of internal change. So what do we think if we go back to our, well, you know what, here, let's continue on this one before we start filling these in. So they have a mechanical benefit, a narrative benefit. They have a prerequisite, a task, and a reward. Okay. Sir, we're already the government of this planet. All right, so prerequisite is a requirement for a requirement to be fulfilled before the task is allowed to be undertaken. And then for prerequisites, I think what we're going to do is we're going to give, I'll give each of these like a separate section as they're needed. Okay, so task is the required action to enact the goal. And then the award is XP rewarded for the completion of the goal. Okay. All right. So I did a little brainstorming before in this other one about some prerequisites we might use. So I'm going to copy those over here. Okay. So just to review, right? These are being a planetary government of a specific location, having a base of influence on a specific planet, asset ownership in a specific location, specific asset ownership, i.e. own a party machine, asset ownership of a type, own one starship, asset ownership quality, right? A TL5 asset, an asset worth a certain amount, X number of tiers of a specific asset, quantity, own X total force, Y total TL4 or higher. I think also in this one, asset ownership specific could be, i.e. own X number of party machines, right? Okay. An event, right? Participate in a specific attack, destroy a specific asset, destroy a number of assets, damage a faction, refrain from specific actions, spending, moving, and staying in place. So these are the ones that we came up with. I'm sure there will be more prerequisites as we go, but what do we think is a prerequisite for changing your existing faction tag, right? So this is the faction internally rebranding who they are. So a faction might well be one thing right now, but we got to look at what are the prerequisites? What is the task to change your own tag into something else? You know, see, I know you say, I think it depends on what you change to, but I can't do that because then I'm going to have to come up with goals for each specific one and a matrix for how far apart they are from each other. Right. There's a risk of the faction fracturing into multiple. And actually, you know what? I like that. And I don't know why I didn't think of that. Check this out. Okay, we're going to play a little game. We're going to add a new thing. It's called danger. I'm adding dangers to a goal. And that should come after task, right? Oh, I like this. Yeah. Okay. Potential harm or disadvantage as a result of failure to complete the goal. Yeah. And then it would come after task, right? There we go. Okay. So, let's take a look. And remember, part of what this is like the harder something is, the less often it's going to happen. What I'm trying to avoid, for example, with ideological shift, is that somebody shifts, takes a couple of actions, shifts back, right? Like I don't want a bunch of, but I do like the idea of internal struggle. I like the idea where somebody comes up in the faction and they're like, I'm the new president of House Eridanis, and I say we buckle down, we do hard work, yada, yada, yada. And that's the thing. And then another guy is like, no, now I'm the president. We throw that guy out and it's a way to show ideology shifting. And so I think that there should be some, and then also cooldown is an option too. So maybe that's under prerequisite, right? You haven't changed your tag in X turns, right? When was the last time you changed your tag? How often do we think, and this is a way for us to kind of understand how quickly things change, could you do it twice a year? once a quarter, quarterly changes. I kind of feel like, yeah, 6 turns. Maybe you get 2 a year. Or we do it quarterly, right? And then we say there's a bigger danger to failure. So danger for this one is purely oppositional. Danger from other factions. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Take a goal to influence future initiative. Yeah, like move you up or whatever. Yeah. So that's the question is, do I think each faction could do it twice a year if they undergo the task? Yeah, if it was 6. So I don't know. I can't decide if I want it like slower and more dangerous. Let's try it. Let's try that. Okay. So you haven't changed your tag in 4 turns, and you choose an existing tag to do it. Okay. And then, oh, I guess maybe there's an option, right? So theoretically we do both, right? Or it costs more the sooner the more often it happens. Yeah, you know what? There's a lot of different ways to do this. I'll do a complete one. So let's say choose an existing tag. This is the slow, we'll do slow mode, right? Choose one to change to. You haven't changed your tag in 6 months, right? 6 turns. The task is, so what would you have to roll? Would this be easier for certain, I guess, it depends on the, yeah, here we go. This will flavor it, right? And then choose a stat. Okay. And this one is roll a d10 plus the stat, right? Because the stat creates the paradigm. You pick your best stat, but if you're force, it means you change your faction through force. It's a change internally, right? So roll a d10 plus your stat versus a target number of what if you have multiple stats at the same level? You just pick one. Pick one. It doesn't matter. Yeah. It's not their highest stat. It's just whichever one you want. Yeah. So the target number, what's the math on this? It's going to be a D10 plus between 3 and like 8. Yeah, and the question is, should this be harder because of the higher stat blocks, right? Like I want to say, yeah, bonus between 2 and 8. So I don't want it to be a given for anybody, but I also want it to be possible. Right. Difficulty should scale. I'm not sure it should scale with faction size. Yeah, I agree. So maybe it's not based on stats. Right? Maybe it's just based on roll a d10, but plus what, right? Is it how much cash you're spending? Because this is how it's been so far, right? Choose an amount of fact creds between 0 and 10 or whatever. 0 and 5 is how we've been doing it. And then the target number is like, I don't know, 15 minus X, where X is the number of turns since the last change. So that way, if you waited a year, it's nearly impossible for you to fail. So when does this become, if you spend 5 fact creds and you waited 5 months, you're pretty much guaranteed, right? Yeah, and that's the problem is that our target number, because it's a D10, there needs to be a cap. Because if the target number is 9 and you're adding nothing, you could still theoretically do it. Roll a d10. Well, if you don't add fact creds, it's just luck. No, I mean, Jorgen, everything has to happen quickly. We cannot use reality as an indicator because otherwise it would be like, okay, you could terraform this planet, but it's going to take you forever. Yes, there has to be a roll because if you fail, you damage your faction. You take damage. You become incohesive because you're arguing internally. Your faction doesn't all agree anymore. Yes, I absolutely want there to be a failure condition. Yes. Okay, so. But I mean, I think you can keep trying it every turn. Yeah, I do think it's about spending money. Yeah. Okay, choose fact creds. I don't want there to be a chance. Remember, if there's a chance of splitting the faction, that kills the faction. That is faction suicide, right? That's too much danger. Faction HP damage it's about as much as I'm willing to go in on here. Okay, so between 0 and 5, I guess suspend fact creds. Okay, whereas the number of turns, and again, losing turns is not cool either. Like, that's so not fun, right? Like, your faction died. Good job. Way to attempt something. And then also, like, this kills the faction. And also, like, yeah, losing your turn, it sucks bad enough that you just don't get to play for a month. That's rough. Yeah. I know splitting the faction is exciting, but it would be you die. It would be death to that faction. It's not fun. It's cool until it happens to you, and it would just cause people to bail. Yeah. Losing a full turn also, like, it's game quit level. Yeah. Yeah, fun to watch, not so much fun to experience. I'm gonna change it so it takes a full action to change goal. We'll get there. We'll talk about that. Okay, ideological shift. Faction undergoes a fundamental change. Choose an existing tag to change to. Roll a target number, TN15 minus X, where X is the number of turns since the last change. Up to minus 10. Okay. And I think what I might do, we'll talk about this later, but I think I might make all of the goals tied to, like, actively doing something. One of two things is going to happen. We're either going to have all of the goals are, yeah, right, fact creds spent. There you go. All of the goals are going to be actions, or none of them are. I've got to figure that out, right? Which means we'll probably have to redesign planetary government, but that's fine. Okay, so you spend your money, that becomes a bonus. You roll against a target number where X is the number of turns since the last change, up to minus 10. The danger is lost credits on a failed roll. And then also, oops. Also damage, right? Faction damage. Why is it only 2 options for goal actions? Because I don't want to deal with separate shit. Like, I don't want half of them to be actions and half of them not. I want it to be a universal system for both. Yeah. Yes, no, I'm aware that all of them slows the game down, but I'm also, I haven't decided yet. I get it. We're not there. We're not discussing that. So just take all of your feedback about that, put it in a box, hide it in the closet. You can get that box out later when we get to that topic. Right now, we're trying to build the framework. Yeah. Yeah, and I think you're right. You're going to bout scrapping it, but we'll get there. So anyway, okay, so danger is lost credits. Failure results in faction HP damage. So if you want to change your faction tag, I think the other thing is, and this will apply, there will be a point when we execute these rules where I say, all right, everybody, the factions you have are locked in. The faction tags you have are locked in. If you want to change them, we are now using this system. Because I can hear already Prism and Lyra being like, what about us? We want no, let us do because we got to change the other thing. So don't worry. I'm gonna do that. We'll take care of you. Okay. All right. So failure results in faction HP damage. How much damage do we think this should deal? A D10? D10 plus the amount you failed by, which could be pretty swingy. Yeah, exactly. If you wait 10 months, you pay 5 faction credits, you will just get it. You will win. Now, percentage of hit points, I don't like percentage. I want it to be more damaging to smaller factions. I think the amount you failed by might be the thing, because if you try to push too hard, it's 15. Maybe it's like 15. So it means the harder it is, the less likely you are. Maybe just failure amount plus 1. Amount, the roll, failed by, plus 1. 10 plus what you lose can one-shot a smaller faction. Yeah, I think it should just be the amount, because the worst you could do is 14. Fail by, because if it's target number 15, I mean, just don't make the roll. Like if you make the roll and it's a risk you're gonna die, you know what's good. I'm not forcing anyone to take this, right? Like if the damage is potentially 16 damage and you have 5 faction HP, don't fucking take this move, right? If you take the move and you kill yourself, no one is going to feel bad for you. They're gonna be like, you dummies, you tried to change your faction tag and you just dissolved your faction. Taking more than 9 damage means it's impossible to complete the goal. Yeah, right. And that's the thing is you have to have cohesion to be allowed. You have to be stable to be allowed to make those changes. I think that makes sense. I think that's fine. Would it be more risky for a larger faction to change their ideology? Remember, this is the thing about Far Verona again. It's a bigger faction is not more precarious. A bigger faction doesn't have more sub-factions. Bigger factions have more cohesion, which means more ideology, which means more direct control over the people within them. So a faction with 65 hit points isn't just about size. It means that it can withstand external assault ideologically and physically much better because their influence on the universe is so strong and their internal influence is also very strong. So it's not about, oh, we're a big faction with lots of sub-factions. We could numerically be very small, but we are intensely dedicated to the cause and we have big hit points as a result. Does this damage count against Blood the Enemy? No, because you're not your own enemy. It says rival factions. Also, Blood the Enemy is going to go away, right? There may well be a new thing replacing it, but Blood the Enemy is probably not going to be on the board in the same way that it currently is. We'll talk about that later. Okay. Wouldn't loss of assets be better than loss of HP? No, because the assets are too small to get fucked with in that way. The faction's cohesion being damaged is the thing. Okay, so anyway, XP reward, I think it's just 1. I think it's fine. All the XP rewards are like 1, 2, or 3 most of the time. So I think for right now, 1 is fine. So the danger is you lose your credits, failure results in damage to your faction. And this way we allow the factions control, because it's not about this is who you are forever. If you want to give up being specific, like ideological, say your characters, your faction are fanatics, you want to give up being fanatics, you take an ideological shift, you change your tag, you become pacifists or whatever, and then now you have new lore, right? The faction undergoes a fundamental change, and there's lots of fun stuff you can do with that. You can say we had an election, you can say whatever, these things happen. Okay, I think this is a good model 1. It gives lots of choice you have choices based on how long to wait. And I guess we can just cut this completely, right? Spend fact creds to campaign, right? Campaign for the new cause. And then you roll to see what happens. And then this is the new model, right? Okay. I like that. I think that's cool. Okay. So creating a new faction tag for everyone's use. This one is, we'll call it new ideas. So creating a new faction tag, the prerequisites are submit the tag to the Space Master, right? Get approval from the Space Master on the tag. Okay. Anything else? Because this doesn't feel like anybody can come up with a new idea. I don't think we need any other specific prerequisites, right? Like, I think if I don't want to base it on influence, because if Aquila, like, wants to come up with a new tag for anyone to use, this is a group thing. I wish it wasn't Fat Creds because it reinforces the whole buy party machines. Well, buy party machines then. Like, if having 5 party machines is how you win, you better fucking buy 5 party machines. And if you can't, yeah, do you get the tag when you make it up? I think we'll include that in the thing here. So you submit the tag to the Space Master, you get approval from the Space Master. You still have to activate, there has to be a turn, right? So like, take the new ideas goal action. We'll call them goal actions for now. Take the new ideas goal action, and that's your goal for 1 turn. I don't think there's a roll. I think you just create it. There's no roll, so there's no danger, right? No danger involved. I guess you just can't do a different goal that turn. And then your XP reward is 0. But maybe you also take a, I don't know, like a free, take a +5 on a single attempt. Does SM mean Mech Council? No, it doesn't. No, the Mechanics Council doesn't make decisions about the mechanisms in the game. I do. They just counsel me. So that way I don't have to get everyone's approval. It's just for me. Yeah, maybe a +5 on a single attempt to change faction. I don't know. Yeah, like you get a free one at max price. Change faction tag. But you don't get a free action. It comes up next. So single attempt to change faction tag on your subsequent turn. So you get it approved. I roll it out when you take that action. You will get 1 free +5 to shift into that tag. Yeah, now this is the thing, is you're not using your action. These are goal actions, right? So I guess here's the other thing to add to this. Goals are activated using the goal action, a new form of action that runs alongside standard actions, or faction actions, because it's more fun. Faction actions. This is basically, it's like a bonus action from D&D, right? It's 5e's, like, so in this case, you would have to use your goal action and your planetary action to seize planet, right? Take the seize planet action, take the seize, what do we call it? Planetary seizure. And I guess we could call this something like regime change instead. So it's a double. You need to use both, right? Your planetary takeover. I hate that. So seize planet and then regime change as your new, like you have to do both to be able to do this, because there's a physical and a goal based model, right? Okay. So you take that action. There's no danger. You get a bonus shot on the next, and I can just put nothing because there's no bonus shot on the next attempt. Yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about suggesting rules changes being an in-game action. Everything is an in-game action. That's the point, right? Mechanism first. Mechanism first, fiction second. You cannot change a fictional thing without changing it. And what is it in universe? I don't know, just describe your scientists and philosophers coming up with a new idea. Right? And if other people take it, then cool. But if not, it just exists so that new factions are out there, right? It's of benefit to everyone, but honestly, most factions aren't going to come to me and be like, hey, we have an idea for a faction tag that anybody could use. Y'all are pretty self-oriented, which is good. That's the point. So people will come to me and say, our faction should be this new tag we've made up. Ergo, we want to create it, right? You're not going to look at, if you're in the death list, you're probably not going to look at Prism and be like, hey, we have a really good idea for a tag for Prism, right? Yeah. Now, Desuv, it is cool to get XP for other people adopting your idea, but I don't want homogeneity among factions. I don't want a faction to be like, here's a new tag, everyone should take it. I don't want that. Also, I guess the prerequisite here is this is change 2. Right. Factions have a maximum number of non-PGov tags. Yes, exactly. You could buy asset and take a goal action. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and I would at this point I would hammer out, like, when we do this, no faction can have more than 2 tags and a bunch of PGov tags, or like one non-PGov tag and then as many PGovs as they want. But the faction tags are generally a pretty big deal, and I don't want people to be like, we're mercenaries and pirates, right? Because I think that really starts to, planets I think can have up to 3, but yeah, I think you get a faction tag, a homeworld, as many PGov tags as you want. Yeah. I think that's probably where we're gonna land on that, but we'll talk about that stuff later. Okay. Like, if you're pirates now and you want to become mercenaries, then fucking ideological shift that thing, right? Okay. So, changing a planetary tag. Yeah, exactly. I don't want power creep. I don't want everybody to have like 6 faction tags and like lateral alteration rather than, can a faction decide not to have a homeworld? You can't, if you have one, you can't divest yourself of one. No. You have to live somewhere. And if you're nomadic and spread out everywhere, you have a homeworld eventually. Like, that's just how it works in this system. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we'll get to that. So, all right. So changing a planetary tag. So the planetary tag change, we'll just call it alter planet. Or alter nature, alter planetary nature. These ones we can just copy straight over, right? I guess. Oh my God, hold on. I guess this is a thing. We'll talk about what this looks like in a second. I want to add one down here. So I'm going to change alter population to move population. Move population between worlds. But there's also reduced population, and we will call this one commit genocide, like attack the populace, right? Like, this is attacking the non-factioned people on a planet. Yeah, do a naughty. So this would be like, you go to a planet and you attack the planet's population, then other factions can attempt to defend them, but you're basically devaluing a planet. So this would be like, yeah, pull a blood eagle. This would be like if you, I don't know, say there's an ideological war between House Crux and House Fornax, and House Crux dumps some grav tanks on Hakani, and they're like, we want to kill some of these hundreds of millions of Hakani civilians. So the tanks roll out and start shooting guns at people. they can attempt to block, but I think it allows us, it allows us to attack the planet's value, which I think I think that's a thing of value there. So reduce population, we'll call reduce the populace or attack the populace, something like that. Yeah. Attack the block. Yeah, it's bad stuff. Okay. Rigid culture are world tags. Okay, sure. I mean, same. I call them planet tags, but yeah, world tags, same. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. So let's go back to what we're doing here. So a block would still delay the assault on the people like a regular faction attack. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So creating a new planet tag. This is it's like ideological shift, or it's like new ideas, but here, let's call it planetology. So submit the new tag to the Space Master. This is kind of the same goal, right? Get approval from, is this a way to devalue the PCVI? You got it. There's lots of ways, right? Give it a bad tag. Yeah, we'll come back to alter planetary nature in a second. So, submit it, get approval, take the planetology goal action. Can new planet tags have mechanical benefit? Not in this phase. I am actively avoiding that because that crosses 2 layers of the matrix, right? That moves mechanical shit into another, it just, it doesn't fit to start adding that because then I have to go back and redesign all the tags. So anyway, okay, take the planetology goal action. That's all you really have to do. There we go. Okay. And then the danger, there's none, right? Because this is just creating something new for the whole system to use. And then same thing, now let's design the change tags and then we'll just have this next thing work the same way as a faction tag. Okay, so what do you need to be able to alter the nature of a planet to change its tags? So you need to have majority, 3/4 majority influence. How much influence do you have to have, right? So you have to have planetary government for the planet in question. So you got to have PGov. You also need a certain amount of influence. I think 3/4, right? 75% majority influence on the planet in question. And then I kind of think the I like the cost thing so far. So here's some examples. Let's take a look at the planets we got here. So, right? 95, 86. Nobody on Gats because nobody lives there. 100%, 88%. See, now nobody can change Adesina's tags because the Democratic mandate is, now we'll talk again, next phase, alliance goals. So Adesina's tags right now, no one can change them. But we could do an alliance goal if the Democratic mandate and House Lyra work together. They could change Adesina, right? But remember, we talked about alliances requiring 3 members, so there would need to be a third member of an alliance, but it could very easily be a temporary alliance, like the alliance to improve Adesina or whatever. They need to find a third person to buy in. Then they could do an alliance goal. But again, that's a whole other thing. We'll look at that later. We'll get to it, right? Yeah, maybe Court of Elysium already handles that. Exactly. But I'm not worried about that right this second. We'll come back to it. Okay, so 75% majority influence on the planet in question. Planetary government. Let's see. So you spend, I just feel like 0 to 5 fat creds is just so low for all of this stuff. Some of y'all have 100 fat. Well, we'll find other ways to spend those fat creds. Okay, So right now, this is how we're kind of doing it. Spend fact creds between 0 and 5 to campaign the populace / expend. All right. So you get out there and you spend the money to like actually do it, right? To make the change. And then your task is, I guess we should include in this one, right? Take, all of these should be like take the whatever action. Ideological shift. Okay, and then this one is, what do we call this one? Change the planetary, alter planetary nature. Goal action. Okay, all right. So do that, and then you take that, and then roll D10 plus fact creds spent. Now here we go. How do we figure the TN on this one? What would make a planet harder or easier to alter? Maybe the number of factions on the planet that are also there. I don't think size affects it, because these are, it's not just the population, it's not the tech level, because this is changing all kinds of stuff, right? No, I want each individual tag needs to be modified by a single roll. Yeah, there's no way to do it all at once. It'd be too much. How many tags it already has? I mean, again, planets can have up to 3. I think PCVI might be the thing, but is it hard to change a low? Because you can change a low PCVI planet into a higher one by changing its tags. I want this to be hard. I don't want this to happen every goddamn turn. Maybe if you fail, you can never try again. I want it to be really difficult, because fucking with planet tags, I just don't want to deal with it every single turn. And it doesn't make any sense. We'll talk about the planetary TL and that other stuff. Much harsher cooldown on a failure. Oh, make it cost XP. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's really cool. Let's do that. Let's see what that does. So, like, spend XP. Oh, I like that. Spend XP between 0 and... let's say you have to spend at least 1. And then the target number... What's like a difficult but not impossible target number? D10 plus 5 will give you between 5 and 15, or between 10 and 15 as an average. So like 12, 13, I think 12. Plus, here we go. Let's make it, it gets harder. $14 is the highest that small factions can reach to. I don't think that's true. Oh, like with XP, right? Because if you're spending it with 12, it makes no sense to spend 1. Right, because you can't do it then. Right? I think you have to spend 1. So what do we make it? But then TN10 is so like... 5 XP is a lot. That's true. No, you have to spend banked XP. Yeah, I mean, again, part of this will be going over all the numbers and seeing kind of what they look like. Okay, that's fine. Let's just put it in as 11 for now. 11 plus the number of previous failed attempts. So I do want it to be impossible. You can just, you'll get to a point where you'll never make fetch happen. Yeah. So you have to spend 1. And if you only spend 1, you have to get a 10. You have a 1 in 10 chance. Well, remember alliances, friends. Remember, these goals can be taken by entire groups. So they can pool XP together. It's kind of harsh. It's supposed to be, right? That's the danger. Is it gets more difficult as the planet as the planet resists your efforts to fuck with it. How much XP do factions gain on average? We don't know. Like we'll figure out. No. So, and this is the thing. If you apply, this applies to failed attempts with outside of the same turn, right? So if it's like all 3 factions attempting to change it, they all get 1 at the base target number for 1 XP each. But they can also spend their XP for each other, right? So if you're an alliance, you get 3 tries for 3 XP, right? You get 1 try for each one within the same turn. It's failures per turn. So I think that's how that works. If a bunch of people try all at once, how does it justify changing a world? It's just it's a cost that allows you to do it. Yeah. Okay, well let's leave it at that for right now. I want it to be very difficult so that it doesn't happen that often. And I want, when it happens, I want it to be a big deal. Yeah, tasks that fill a progress clock. We'll get to those. Okay, alter planetary nature. We could change this in a cumulative one, so each success fills a clock, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about it later. Okay, so the danger is loss of XP on a failed roll. And then further attempts to alter the tag become more difficult. And then the reward, if you succeed, should be what, like 2? What do you think, 2 XP? Yeah, I think 2 XP. No, I don't think you get the XP back. No, it's just 2. So if you spend 5, you'll only get the 2 XP back from doing it. And the planetary, the tag changes. And I guess also the reward. It's just, yeah, let's change this to reward. Because there might be more. Okay, so blah, 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 blah. And then faction, gain the planetary government tag. 1 XP, gain the new faction tag. All right. Okay. Yeah, target number 11, spending 5 gives you a 50% chance of. I mean, again, we gotta fuck with this number. So, again, I'm not worried about it. We'll do all the math at once. Don't give me that math now, or we're just gonna get stuck with no testing. So we'll just put a number in, and then later we'll look at all the numbers and try to check them. Yeah, giving me those new numbers now, it's not gonna be helpful for me at all. Okay. Yes, math is good, but at the right time. Okay, so framework first, details later. Okay, so the tag is applied to the planet, and this was a changing an existing tag, right? So choose an existing tag to remove if 3, or choose a tag to add if 2 or less, right? So the planets will have up to 3 tags. Yeah. What's the reward for giving a planet bad tags? I mean, I don't know. The planet gets worse. I assume that we don't want to destroy planets and make things worse, but you could, I guess, if you wanted to. rob somebody of it, you know? Anyway, okay. So let's put that on there now. The tag is applied to the planet. Do you have to get a planet to 3 tags if we're going to remove a pre-existing bad one? No. Let's do that. There. Choose an existing tag to remove, or if none, or I guess if existing tags number 1 or 2. There you go. So you either have to remove one, or how does lodestone work in all of this? What do you mean? How does it work? I don't understand the question. It's a planet, right? Does lodestone just not have tags yet? Well, there you go. Make some fucking tags for it. It's a space station, but it's like, it's your homeworld. So right now it has no tags, but if you want to add some, sounds like something you could do. I think that's reasonable. It's got a tech level. It's got people that live there. It's an opportunity. Yeah. Make some tags. Make it worth living on. Okay. All right. So, planetology. You create a new planet tag. You take the planetary goal action. And if you create the new goal, I think you get a bonus, right? Get a bonus. And I think it gives you like a free, take a +3 on a single attempt to change, or what is it called for planetology? A single attempt to a single planetology attempt. Or no, that's this one. The change plan is alter planetary nature. That's the one. There we go. Right. If you make up a new tag and you get it approved and you use your action, you get a bonus on that. Okay, cool. All right. Having 2 opposing tags on a planet seems off. Why? Earth has opposing tags, right? Earth has like tags that show a super rich elite who are living like a crazy sci-fi life, and then also cheap life on a big chunk of the planet where people live in tech level 0 garbage, right? Like we have this this whole, like, you can have opposing tags on a planet. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Is removing a tag the same as changing a tag? I guess you could change it to nothing, but in my mind, removing a tag isn't like, no, I think you have to exchange it with something, because all that a lack of tag does is steal interesting stuff from me as the DM. So you have to change it for something else. So you can get rid of zombies and you can add something else. And if the thing that you want doesn't already exist, then you've got to make it and get it approved, which has happened already. Okay. Cool. All right. And if a planet doesn't have tags already, you can just add tags, right? That's this. Choose to add a tag if they only have 1 or 2 remaining. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think gain an asset we can kill because there's already a thing for that. It's called buy asset. Gain advantage. The reward is on the next turn, all rolls using the chosen stat have advantage, right? You roll 2 d10s and take the best one. So I think to do this, you choose a stat that you want to boost. I'm aware that it's wrong, but there are faction tags that already do this, right? Like there are factions that already have bonuses on their... Well, no, there's re-rolls. Yeah, I mean, again, we'll have to figure out rolls using the chosen stat or like a single roll. That might be too cheap, right? Yeah, so let's go X rolls then, and we'll figure that out. Using the chosen stat have advantage. We could also make the disadvantage very strong if you flub it, right? Or maybe there's no task. Right, it's your first. Okay, Machiavellian is the first thing. Okay. Has to compare somehow with the Book of Secrets. Yeah, something like that. You can't get advantage on a planet or faction tag roll. Exactly. Yes, that is my intent for sure. Okay, so let's see. On the next turn, one roll using the chosen stat has advantage. Like you get to pick one to give advantage to. But then that makes work for me because I have to interact and say, you're going to be rolling these stats. I don't like that. I don't like choosing it. It has to be like the first roll. Or like the first roll at all. Any stat? Question mark? Like I don't know. We'd have to look at the math on this one for sure, right? Gain advantage. I think we can just call it the same thing. So you choose a stat and you get a bonus on that roll, or maybe you don't, in which case the cost would be higher, right? The triangle here is the things that go up as the others go down is like cost, danger. Let me show you. We got food at home, right? This is our McDonald's triangle. So, okay. So the design goal here is if we go cost up here, then we go danger of failure, right? And then we go, I guess, like reward. And like as a reward, the thing is, as reward goes, I guess it doesn't really work like this, but as reward goes up, so too do cost and danger have to increase. As danger increases, reward has to go up, but cost can come down. As cost goes up, danger goes down, and reward stays the same, right? That idea of trying to balance those three things against each other in terms of making these feel right. So I think a single roll with advantage on any stat, kind of like the Book of Secrets, right? So like on your next turn, a single roll is granted advantage like that. Is that how we do it? That's right. Something can be high cost, high reward, low danger, low cost, high reward, high danger, high cost, right? Like if the reward is very high. So I got to keep moving these around. It's like a Book of Secrets, but for advantage. It's a little less powerful. Can you pick which roll? Yeah, you'd have to submit it with your orders, right? Submitted with turn orders. So you have to pick in advance. A single roll is granted advantage. You could say like on our next combat roll, or you could, I want to avoid conditionals is the thing. Which is why all the rolls having advantage is better, but yeah. Bardic Inspiration. First stat roll, right? What about all non-roll actions? No, that's not what this is about. During it's advantage on defense, it's easy because you have time. If it's on attacks, you have to make the first roll. Okay. I know all rolls having advantage. It wouldn't be damage rolls, it would just be D10 rolls, but yeah, all So one of these things you can only do once a turn? Yes. Yeah, it only occurs during the next faction turn. Maybe you pick another faction, or you pick a specific world, or rolls made Combat rolls on a specific planet, maybe. Something like that. During the next faction turn, combat rolls on the chosen planet have advantage. And that telegraphs your intentions, right? Because you say, this is public information. We have discovered advantage on this planet. We will have we'll have bonus dice. I like that. I like that it telegraphs it so that there's a turn where people can say, whoa, put the gun down on this planet, or they can flee and they can hope they get an initiative higher than their opponent. Yeah, they're basically calling their shot, right? It's staging preparations for the assault. I like that. Let's leave it like this for now. Okay, so the danger, I don't think there's a failure. I think it just costs you something. How much should this cost in faction credits? Maybe scale per stat. Maybe it scales that way, right? Like 10, 20, or 40 for 1, 2, or 3 stats. Something like that. Yeah, it takes a turn and it costs you credits. We got to figure out how much. 5, 10, 20 maybe? Yeah, it's like a deterrent or a prep. I think experience is too high. There's no point because you want to save experience. I want this one to be faction credits. Yeah. So you don't know how many potential rolls. Well, yeah, you pay in advance. Yeah. Okay. Spend faction credits for 1, 2, or 3 sets. No, the faction goals, like the current faction tags, don't. Like you could make a faction tag that's like precognition that allows you bonuses on certain like future planning rolls, right? Yeah, here, let's call this, I'm gonna call this one planned aggression. Take the planned aggression goal action, and then there's no danger in failure, right? Because there's no risk. Yeah, you also have to choose a planet. No, you don't have to have a certain amount of influence. No. Yeah, because the point is you're attacking a planet you probably don't have stuff on already. So you got to go there and whip ass. This is external planning. This is you're gaining advantage. So gain stat advantage in a specific location. Okay, and then yeah, the danger is just whatever your plans are fucked up. Yeah. Okay, and then the inverse, we'll call this like intelligence, counterintelligence failure, or like sabotage, intelligence sabotage, something like that. Inflict disadvantage, and it works backwards basically. So like choose a stat and a faction and a rival faction. Spend faction credits, choose a planet, and then combat rolls on the chosen planet. Combat rolls by the faction, by the targeted faction on the chosen planet have disadvantage. So allies could coordinate, right? Exactly. So House Fornax could take the intelligence action. I think this one might require a goal. Might require a roll and have a danger involved. Yeah. So this one, because I want to encourage giving yourself advantage over giving an enemy disadvantage. So I think this one has to have a danger and a roll that is required against that faction. So choose a stat and a rival faction. Choose a planet on which you and the rival faction share asset. Both have assets, right? Spend the faction credits. Take the planned aggression, or no, this one is the intelligence sabotage. Sabotage. Okay. And then okay, on the chosen planet using oops. There you go. Okay. Combat rolls by the targeted faction or by the targeted faction using the chosen stats on that planet, on the chosen planet, have disadvantage. Okay. Let's see. Choose a stat in a rival faction. You have to have a disrupting asset there already, so that you can't move and then fuck them up. If you have an asset there, there is a threat. They're gonna inflict that disadvantage on you. Okay. Spend the fact creds. Take the intelligence sabotage goal action. I guess the other thing to really fuck with these is like, I don't want to start taking away regular actions. That makes the game more boring. I don't want anything that moves the game towards boring and away from less boring is a failure. Okay, so you take the intelligence sabotage goal action, and then maybe there's a roll against, like a versus roll here. So roll, it feels like cunning to me, but I don't want this only to be cunning, so I know opposed cunning makes sense, but cunning's already so fucking strong. So I think you can buy or force bad intelligence. I think that's fine. I think so. Roll a stat. So roll versus the target faction. I think you just pick your best stats, right? You and them both choose stats, right? Both sides choosing a stat to roll with, something like that. And then if you lose, failure results in, what do we think? So if you're basically making a threat to inflict disadvantage on a planet. What happens if you attempt this and you blow it? Like, do they get a free attempt to do the same? Oh yeah, free attack with one. Okay, yeah, I like that. So failure results in a free attack by any one asset on the planet against any other asset. I guess against the failed faction. So they get to take a free shot on you. It's an attack of opportunity. Yeah. Yeah, against the sabotaging, right, asset or whatever. Yeah, they get to take a free shot on you because they notice that you're being, yeah, the asset gets discovered as a vector for that stuff. Okay. And then also choose a planet with rival share assets. If this asset is stealthed, it loses stealth, right? Because this is basically, you have to use it. You have to like reveal it. Oh no, here, that's the thing. Let's make that part of the failure. Failure. If the asset chosen to represent the goal faction is stealthed, failure removes stealth. And let's put it in the order so that you can attack it, right? Because otherwise you wouldn't be able to. There we go. Yeah, the moving faction, the active faction, or whatever, the ones doing the goal. Okay. So there's those two paired up. Yeah, right? Stealth prevents detection, thus being detected can remove the... That's right, the person whose turn it be. Yar. Okay, cool. Good. Let's... These don't award XP, because they're precursors to conflict. Why would you ever try to give advantage instead of getting advantage? So that an enemy can attack. So these are team up moves, right? So it's like, I'm gonna help. I'm gonna influence your... We have a mutual enemy, me and you. I'm gonna fuck with their ability to defend themselves. You're gonna try to give yourself advantage, and the two of us are gonna jump on them, right? Then they have to decide, and they have allies, and like they're all canceling each other out, and it becomes like battleground Dio as we bump up and down the various advantage indicators. It makes combat more. It's an assist, right? Yeah, exactly. Carthage is going to get Rome, so Rome and Egypt go after Carthage. It's why World War I existed, etc. Yeah. Exactly. Or hiring the Deathless to do the attack, right? But your intelligence gave them a bonus. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. But if you're going into combat, you're safe for giving yourself advantage. Yes. No, exactly. Right. So you would have to flag that you're going to attack by using planned aggression, and then the next turn, you have to do the move and the attack, but you're letting everybody know combat on this planet is going to be more for me. I'm going to be better at it than you'd expect. Cool. All right. So let's see. I don't want to overload my brain on this stuff. We've been going for 2.5 hours. So I want to give myself a little bit of room to like percolate on this stuff. But what we'll do is we'll plan another one of these streams for next week. I don't know if it'll be at the same time or a different time or whatever, but I'll try to include one of these in next week's schedule. And then we'll finish this. And then, yeah, we'll dig into the other stuff, which was how do you figure out goals? How do we fuck with each other's ability to do goals? And how do goals interact with each other, right? How do we do that? So we'll start digging into the details next time. Yeah. So it's a lot, right? Game design stuff. It's big. I know everybody wants to give feedback. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to kind of build everything framework wise. Then we're going to figure out the details. And then we'll go from there. So let's give our brains a little break. I'm gonna find somebody. If you're not done hanging out on Twitch, I'll find somebody to throw a raid at. We can go over and say hi. But thank you as always for your help and for doing math for me and just like caring enough to tune in and like do design stuff. Because I get that it's like A, design streams are pretty niche. B, this is the 5th in a series of deep dives into a game not that many people in the grand scheme of things are playing. So thank you for your interest and for your continued engagement in this stuff. It's awesome. It's really cool to be able to build this. And really my ultimate goal, and I think this is the goal of a lot of other folks who are kind of keeping an eye on this, is to eventually make this into something that we can give back to the greater Stars Without Number community, right? To be able to say, Stars Without Number faction turn, Far Verona edition, and then other people can use this either on their own streams or at home or with their friends or by email or whatever. So we'll figure out how to eventually publish this work that we're doing. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Thank you again for coming. Keep an eye on either my Discord, look at the announcements channel, or on my Twitter, my pinned tweet. That's where my schedule will go. Also, if you're watching this live on Twitch, it'll be right here. When I go offline, you'll see my schedule. Tomorrow, we have another episode of Ironsworn, another solo episode of Ironsworn. So if you want to check that out, definitely come on back. If you're not watching it already, it's super cool. Ironsworn is a one-player solo RPG. We've been doing world building. We've gone on like a bunch of adventures already. So tune in tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific for that. Obviously, you can watch it on YouTube as well. Should be in the playlist. That is it. That's it for me. Thank you for coming, everybody. And I hope you have a great time today, whatever planet you find yourself on. And that's it for now. We'll see y'all later. Bye, friends.